ran by a female.
Right.
Like we would be the first ones. We would in some people's mind, we would look like some fucking pussies, man. Like, yo, you got a
We
female
look
running
like
your shit.
pussies right now, though. We look like pussies right now under Biden. So,
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens though, man. Best of luck to
yeah.
Kamala, and let's see what happens with that. All right, let's move on over to our next topic, man. So obviously everybody knows about the shooting with Sonya Massey. Got killed by a white police officer, and obviously, the police brutality on these black victims. Obviously, it happens again. What's your thoughts on it, man? Was Sonya for the right at the right, or was she wrong?
Man, that woman was not armed. Period. And then you're pointing the gun at her, talking about, I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking face while she has a pot of boiling water. Now you're afraid from your gun to a pot of boiling water. You're afraid of the pot of boiling water, and she even apologized, and she was like, "Oh, okay, no, I'm sorry." She even ducked, and you still shot her.
Right. Yeah,
Like
because
what?
yeah, that was extreme. That was extreme. It was supposed to be about de-escalation.
Yep,
Obviously, you could tell she was having some type of mental episode.
she was.
She couldn't give him her last name, and she okay. She grabs a pot of water. She says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And so he took that as a threat. And so he pointed the gun, as Yvette said. He pointed the gun, said, "I will shoot you in the effing face."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like and when he pulls out the gun, whatever little bit of mental episode was going on, she came to her senses very
And
fast.
she quick
She
try to hide
said,
and duck.
she said, "I'm sorry." I saw her duck down.
Yeah.
And so I think even from that, think about this, from that position, from a
Yep.
ducking position,
You still shot her.
how could she then still be a threat to you? Okay, so there's no rubber bullet situation. There's no
Right.
spray, no taser.
Right.
So I'm not trying to be funny with this at all. Technically, she was armed. She was armed with a
Yeah.
hot boiling water. She was armed with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
If you think of a mind of a police officer, they think that's armed. They think that's a deadly weapon.
yeah, anything is a
police
weapon
officer.
to
But
a police officer. I get
as a civilian, like
Shots didn't need to be fired though. She wasn't running at you with the pot.
no.
She was standing there and she ducked as soon as she saw you pull your gun. So
Right.
shots fired for what? Because you were scared that she was ducking away from you, and you decided to not only you didn't even give her a flesh wound, you shot her in the fucking face. Literally, what you said you were gonna do.
Right. It seems super intentional.
Yeah.
And furthermore, like even if he like a leg shot would have put her down. A leg shot, any non-vital. He took it as if she pulled a gun out and she was preparing to pull the trigger on him.
Exactly.
And so again, from a ducking position, a squatting down position, you would have to thrust the pot upward towards to. That woman obviously didn't seem like she had even the strength to even attempt that. And I will say this: police officers are just they people too. They have families, they have kids, they have wives, husbands, whatever, dogs, cats. They want to go home to every night. It is a job. It's a job. It's definitely a dangerous job.
Yeah.
Because at any given time, a police officer can lose their life. They can pull you over for a traffic ticket, and they go over to knock on your window, and you're nervous, and you can shoot them. I've seen videos of it. I've seen it happen. So every single traffic stop, their life is in danger. In this particular incident, Keo says, yes, you can take a pot of boiling water as a weapon. You can see that.
But they also told her to remove the pot from the stove. They told her to remove the pot from the stove.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck is that armed? They told her. They gave her direction to move the pot from the stove.
A police officer would take a rock in your hand as you being armed. If you
Yeah.
have if you got a good sized rock in your hand, you're technically armed.
I mean,
Yeah.
Anything can be used as a weapon to hurt somebody with. You
Yeah.
know, and the
yeah.
cop, he's like, I'm not finna be disfigured the rest of my life. I'm not finna that this. Do you know a pot of boiling water can literally melt the
Yeah.
skin off of your skull,
Yeah.
right? So
100%.
obviously he's like, all right, put the like, but you said she was instructed to remove the pot, but again, from that position, there was no need to shoot. Not at that particular moment. I don't think he should have shot that woman. And again, face shots. I heard that one of the bullets went right below the eye, exited
Like,
out of her neck.
wild.
You shot somebody's family member down like they were an object, like they were a non-human. Shot them down like a animal in the street.
Yeah,
Literally.
this was like an execution to me.
Mhm.
You know, somebody's life got taken away, no matter how you want to see it. Um, and if you tell somebody the story because of the boiling hot water, people think it's gonna be a joke. People think it's gonna be disgusted and disrespectful and just like way out of line. People's gonna look at that, but if you look at somebody that in law enforcement, they probably think the officer followed the protocol and it was clean in their book. And so there's gonna be always
You, you know, I think where I'm irritated about this is that they tried to cover it up. They tried to say that she self-inflicted her gunshot. That's where I
Damn.
have the fucking problem. They tried to tell her family first, before everything had came out. They said, "Oh, she shot herself." So this is why I have an issue, because I'm like, no, the whole fucking department needs to be under investigation because y'all are trying to cover this shit up. If it wasn't for that body cam footage, they would have gotten away with it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Mm-hmm.
yeah. Facts.
So that shit just pisses me smooth the fuck off. That's you. That's police brutality. Y'all executed that woman. You got trigger happy. You felt like killing a fucking black person that day. That's how I see that.
yeah, even though she did have the hot water, you could call it a weapon, you could call it being armed or not. Even if she threw the hot water, the cop's gonna live. You can't die off of off of boiling hot water. You just can't. And
Yeah.
how do you know if the entire hot water is gonna hit the cop? It might not hit him in the face. It might hit him on the shoulder. And police officers, they're very protected in their police uniform. They got a
I got
bulletproof vest
right.
behind them, their uniform, and all that stuff. So I'm pretty
I
sure.
just see it as he felt like he just was like, I'm not taking no chances. I'm just gonna put her out. I'm gonna put her down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put her down. I'm not taking no chances I don't know. You can't predict where the water gonna land, right? If she does fling a pot of water, yeah. So he obviously was just scared. He was scared, but at the same time, this woman was no threat.
Right.
There's no threat when you pull the gun out and she says, I'm sorry.
She goes, "I'm
So
sorry." And
why is
starts
there at
checking.
that point? Why is there put down the pot of water? Put down the water. He could have even backed up. He could have even backed up.
Right.
He
The
could have
thing,
retreated
the
and
Yep.
said,
thing,
you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hey, put the water down.
Yep.
I'm gonna stand back here for my safety, for my partner's safety. We're gonna stay back here and for your safety as well.
Yep.
But
Don't burn yourself. Yeah.
yeah, please put down the water. And at that point, you still, I mean, I don't know if they had rubber bullets on them, if they had something, anything other than lethal force could have been used in that scenario. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, that woman lost her life, and the family members lost, a mom, a grandma, a sister, a friend.
She had
It's
two
just
kids.
unfortunate situation.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, this ain't gonna be the last video we see of police using excessive force in these situations. We've seen hundreds and hundreds of these situations, and I can't imagine how many we didn't see on camera.
Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
it's just yeah, it's just unfortunate that happened. You know, thoughts and prayers to, Sonya Massey and her family. And hopefully they get justice for this.
Yeah. From what I
You know,
hear, the cop was charged. Was charged what?
yeah, man. I feel like, I know they're trying to pass this George Floyd Act right now. Uh uh Police brutality towards black victims right now. So
Hmm.
hopefully they get that passed and get it resolved, because I mean, if they can't, if they can, if George Floyd wasn't something and nobody learned anything from George Floyd,
Right.
then I don't know what they can possibly learn to fix this issue, because I think this issue is always going to be an issue, and you get lives taken away um every year because of this.
Yeah.